Okay, so let's take a look at where we are this morning in the markets, and just following on really from what we were looking at late on Friday afternoon and in the weekend video. This is the daily chart of the ES. 4 in here, 1 to here as a leading diagonal, 2 back to the 50% retrace. Then I think we've got this 1 up to here and an expanded flat A, B, C, and this 2 is most likely in over this line, and up we go. But after a small pullback, remember, second breakout, not the first, is often the one to buy. And if we come down the time scale slightly, just zoning that in, there's the 5 up off the 50% retrace of the diagonal to here. And you can see that was an exact hit on the 618 projection. So you take the length of the original 1, project it up off the 2, and that's the 618 extension there. Then an A, B, and last week's move down, which looked impulsive, was the C wave of the 2, coming down into the 38.2 retrace. So on this time scale, this is the zone I'm looking for the completion of the wave 1 up of the next leg. So what we'll get is this move will complete into this zone somewhere, then we'll get a pullback against this low, and that then should lead to a much stronger and more sustained grind up in the 3 of 3 to over 3000 ES. Okay, if we come down and then look at it on the daily chart, you can see that we're now through this resistance zone I had on the chart. We do need to take out 2864, which is this, what I've got as a B wave high over here, and then we should head up into this zone. I'm looking for the 238.2 to the 2786 fibs, which are 2866 to 2874.5, with a possibility we go all the way to 2880, which is the 1272 symmetry fib. Length of this move down projected up off its low. So that's the range I'm looking for the 1 to complete. Then we'll get the 2 back, just bring it all the way down to a 15-minute chart, and there's the 2 in at last week's low here. And if we are impulsive up, we've got a leading diagonal here for a 1, 2, then a 1, 2, 3. This was the 4. Now this is getting a little sloppy up here. I do need to see it push up from here now into the target region. Started quite well this morning, pulled back a little bit further than I would ideally have liked, and then 5-minute chart with the day trading levels overlaid. So you can see we're above today's initial blue line here. We now need to take out this morning's high at 28.59, 28.60, and get through this resistance zone. I expect to come into the top of it, then pull back down below it to the 28.57, 56 at the 57 to 58 area for the 4, this 4 here, and then up into the target to complete. So I'm looking for the push up into here and then down. Sorry, can everyone hear me? George seems to be having a problem with the volume. Yeah, okay. So I'll speak to George in a moment. Okay, so that's what I've got in the ES this morning. Nothing broken, and therefore it's looking up until we get into this zone. Then we'll be looking for the pullback, so we can see if we can get the day trade entries. It looks to me like it's going to set up a short later on. And then one last thing here is just look at the technicals, and you can see there's the 3 of 3 largest technicals. This should be the 5 of the 3, which it might be in here. That was the 138.2 fib. And then we should get a divergent high against this MACD reading here on this timescale into this high. If we see that with the right technicals and it starts to come off, that can give us a short trade, which should be good for 20 points or so, maybe a little bit more. Okay.